Hello, everyone. We are back again. We have another great show for you this evening. Today is a three-part show where I will be discussing some of the craziest hustle. Boom, you with us? All right. So the first topic that we will be discussing today will be. Uh,
I'm sorry, I'm with you. I had it on
okay.
mute. Okay. It sounded like
Okay.
you was breaking up on this.
Oh, how do I sound now?
You good now though?
Okay. So the first topic that we will be discussing is about the young lady who tried to throw her toddler in front of a truck, and two men stepped in and rescued the child. All right. Do
Hmm.
you have that video, or do you need me to send it to you?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's a pretty much
Hello, Miss
crazy, but we
Belinda.
definitely gonna go ahead and play that before we talk about it, anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and get that together for you. Share, and then I'm gonna mute myself so that way my background don't
Okay.
interfere. So boom, share. All right, there you go. It should be down there.
Line close call. New video you'll see on just one station. Two brothers say they were driving when a mom nearly threw her toddler in front of their truck.
Kelly Kennedy joining us live. And Kelly, you spoke to the brothers. Interested to hear what they have to say. But first off, is the boy okay?
Yeah, Tiffany and Chris, that's the most important thing, right? I'm told that this child was okay. He wasn't hurt. He's now safe with his grandmother. These speakers tell me they're just grateful they were in the right place at the right time and that they were paying attention.
That it was happy ending, but it was sad. And ain't no teddy bears right here, no flowers. It's cool. Little boy with his grandmother.
Susan brothers Lavelle Penson and Anthony Brown were working on Wednesday in their beer delivery truck.
Coming down this way, coming south, and she was in the middle of the street.
They were driving down Quincy Avenue near East 55th Street when they saw them.
As we driving down, we see like a lady almost like at an angle position herself, like she's about to throw the little boy in front of the truck.
So Penson stopped the truck and Brown jumped out. That's when Penson started recording this video.
She began to like wrestle with him, choke him, whatever. And I'm like tussling with her. I managed to get him away from him. And, talk to him. Hey, it's gonna be all right. You crying? I'm like, listen, bro, it's gonna be all right. I got you.
Brown says he then took the child to a security guard at Alfred A. Benish School on the corner before police arrived. CMHA police acknowledged the incident happened, but they have not sent us any additional information.
It's shocking, man.
Okay. So that was the video of the young lady trying to throw her toddler in front of a truck. I don't have any more information as far as why she tried to do it. Actually, I don't understand what a toddler could do to deserve to be thrown in front of a truck. But it's a good thing that those men realized what was going on and they stepped in and saved the child. So I'm grateful for that. So does anybody who's tuning in, if you would like to voice your opinion on that, I would love to hear it. Boom, do you have something that you would like to say?
No, man. I mean, like they said, man, it's a good thing that the baby is alive, man. From what I hear, they said CMHA, so that sounds like some type of Cleveland housing. So it sounds like they somewhere near the projects or whatever, man. All these new weird drugs. The girl that, from what I seen, the girl, she looked kind of young herself. You know what I'm saying? It's like a baby having a baby, So ain't no telling what's going on with her mentally. Her grandma might
Yeah.
be there. Um, it's sad because as children, like I
And
always
this
tell my children, man, y'all didn't have to be here. Like y'all didn't ask to be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of how y'all feel about me or if I'm right or wrong, like y'all still my responsibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like until y'all able to take care of yourselves, y'all my responsibilities. Even if I didn't want kids, like you know what I'm saying, because none of my kids are playing. That don't mean I don't want them, but they weren't playing. But even if I didn't want playing kids, I would still take care of them because it's my responsibility. As far as she goes, though, if she probably got something going on, maybe something in her
Right.
background, maybe something at home, no telling, ain't no telling.
And
But that
see,
is a good.
that's what makes these stories good to talk about because it brings awareness to that mental illness is really a bad thing. I know some people don't like to label it. They don't want to put a label on it, but in a situation like that, I mean, there has to be something going on because that's not logical thinking. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it depends on where you go with it though, because logical thinking also comes with the times. You know what I'm saying? Depends on what time we are in when we're talking about logical thinking. Because I could tell you some stories about shit that included children back in the day. Shit, there's some stories in the Bible about children. You know what I'm saying? That's really crazy. Like and so because I mean, like just like today, like for instance, let me just give you a story that everybody know out the Bible. You know the story about Abraham and was about to sacrifice his son to God. Then when he was about to sacrifice him, God came and told him not to. Um, Imagine if I made the news right today, like back then, that would have been logical. My firm beliefs in God, but today, if I would have made the news, uh, boom from podcast lit wanted to sacrifice his son because God told him to, but then when he stopped because God told him not to. He just wanted to see if he was gonna do it, and that was my reason. Like, imagine how what people would look at me like today. You know what I'm saying for doing that?
Well,
Like,
yeah, they will probably judge you, but even if somebody's saying that they're doing this because of reasons from the Bible, wouldn't you still kind of classify that as some type of a illness, though?
again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's if I'm doing something for God, then I don't know how I'm supposed to take as far as you thinking it's the illness. Because if I'm doing this for the same person that you claim you representing, then we all must be mentally ill here, and he talking to me, and so I'm just doing what he asking me to do, basically. But we all believe in this situation because if God came to you and told you to do something, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna do it. You know what I'm
So,
saying? So
so do
I'm
you
not.
think? But
I don't think that she. I don't think God maybe came to her and said nothing. I'm just talking on the logical instincts of it. Like, as far as her, again, no telling what she went through because if she's seeing crazy shit at home, she might have been cared for as much as she felt like she should have. Um, Nobody maybe even cared about her child or anything. You know what I'm saying? That might have broke her like to where she just was like, "Shit, I'm gonna get rid of you." You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't make it right. But again, that mental illness, you just never know what a person thinking, man. And when we call it an illness, I mean you just never know what a person thinking, man. You never expect. I mean, is the dad around? You know what I'm saying? Are you allowing the dad to be around?
and I was just yeah, I was just gonna touch on something concerning the fathers in these situations, but I was gonna read this comment. So Rhonda Johnson says it's a lot of this going on with women that has mental illnesses. But so what I was gonna say is a lot of times situations like this come about because of situations between the mother and the father. Sometimes women take that anger out on their children because the father is not there or chose to end the relationship or whatever, however, it may have gone.
that that definitely could be the case. Because I would think that if they did have any type of cool relationship, even if they wasn't together, she felt like she didn't want her son no more. She probably would have went to him. So maybe they did have something going on, or she might have been one of them uh, mama's baby, daddy's maybe situations where you know what I'm saying she don't even know. You feel me? Or dude don't
Yeah.
even want to even step up to even find out. Like it's a lot of women that go through this world having to take care of children, ain't never touched no other man in their life. But this dude, either because he don't want to be a father or don't want to be with her no more, he rejects her and the child and don't even try to take care of the child or even find out if the child is his. There's a lot of children out here like that to this day. The dude even know that that's his child and still won't even acknowledge him. And so again with the mental stress of her, I wouldn't even call it a mental illness because again, you don't know what she was going through. So it could have just been mental stress. You know what I'm saying? And so with her mental period, we never know where she was at to where she felt like she wanted to get rid of her baby. I would just say take them to somewhere though. Take them to a church or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, take them, drop them off to a church or the fire station or something. I will, or leave them on some. I mean, I would respect you more better if you did that versus trying to take a child's life that is innocent, don't know what's going on, don't know why this is happening to them, didn't ask to be here, like you said, didn't ask to be here, you know.
And as far as again, like I said earlier, as far as her look, she looks like she every bit of 18 to 25. Like, you know what I'm saying? She don't look no older than that area. And she might be like I said, she might be a baby raising a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? She might not even know what she's doing, you know, and it's hard to finally figure out when you actually a parent because I'm still trying to figure out if I'm doing this right or if I'm doing this wrong. And I'm 35 and my oldest is 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure out if I'm a right parent or if I'm doing the right thing. So I could just imagine her at a young age, maybe with no help, maybe somebody, not even trying to be there for her, and then just her just like fuck it and just snapping like that. Now that is attempted murder, so you're willing to give up
Yes.
your life as well.
Yeah.
But I would just say get a baby up and go about your business. If anything, you know what I'm saying. Let the baby know in the
Exactly.
future, like I couldn't do for you, so I gave you to somebody who could, and I'm glad you made it your way because I wasn't strong enough and man up for it. But to try and take that baby life, like shit, that baby got a right to live. You had a right to live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
that is
crazy.
true. So Rhonda says many women goes through depression and they take it out on their kids. There, that is true. So I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of different reasons why this could have taken place. But I'm just, like I said before, glad that those men was able to step in and save the child, and possibly maybe she'll get the help that she needs, and that baby will be is now safe.
Yeah, they said from understanding it's the baby with the grandmother,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
the
that's
baby.
good and bad too because we don't know how
You
old the
say
grandmother is. Obviously, the grandmother then raised her own kids. She probably trying to live her own life. Now she got to start all over again with a 4 year old. I done did this a long time ago. Like, you're trying to do this. You can't really blame her, even though it does probably move next to her. But yeah, I mean, like, and then at that, like, okay, the baby goes to the grandmother right at the mom. You feel me? Well, I guess that is her mom, huh? The grandmother will be her mom. I'm not
yeah,
sure if the baby's going to her grandmother or the
or
baby's
the
grandmother.
dad's grandmother.
Or the baby's grandmother. So the baby's grandmother would be her mom, but then
Yeah.
her grandmother would be her mom's mom. So I don't know who
Oh,
the
okay,
you see what I'm
got you.
saying. So I don't
Yeah,
know who the baby if the baby going to his grandma, which is her mom, or her grandma. I don't know which grandma, but I would say that either way, obviously both grandmas can raise grown children in order for him to be a grandson. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping that and then they our color, you know what I'm saying, and our race is already in turmoil as it is. I'm just hoping that it all works out for him, man. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
really it. I know some people that's close to me, who don't do well by their kids, a female at that. Of course, I'm not gonna say her name, but um, she has a few kids, and she really don't. And she has four of them. You know what I'm saying? And she really just don't understand like the present that these kids are like for real, like you know what I'm saying. She don't understand it, and it's always throwing them off on this person, throwing them off on that person. I ain't got time for this person. I ain't got time for that. Like, and don't deal with them like she could. And it's like I don't see how, man. I don't see how. I understand that
yeah.
you
And
got.
it always poses a question though when like a situation like that, like if you're always throwing them off on someone, why did you have any more after the first one? Because I'm sure you was doing it with the first one. So why do you keep having them and you just throwing them off? You know what I'm saying?
I always looked at sex like a cigarette. Now I smoke Black and Miles now, but I need to quit all of it. I did cut back a lot because I used to smoke cigarettes all the time. But it's like once you get one, you want to keep smoking. Like, And I think that's what the sex situation is too. Like it's like once you have sex the first time, you know what I'm saying, you get past that little jittery feeling. Now you know what to do. Like it becomes addictive, and so I think that it's more we need to practice how to not have children during these time of our needs, more
Practice
or
safe
less.
sex.
Yeah, I mean it can be safe, but I mean y'all can never touch nobody but each other and it be safe. You know what I'm saying? So the condom wouldn't. I wouldn't say the condom would make it safe because it's just more like unless we're talking about kids, unless we're talking about safe or kids, then yeah, safe from having kids, then yeah, because the pullout game got to be there, and I know you can do the pre-cum situation and still have a child or whatever, but safe sex, if we push pointing towards more the kids being safe from having kids, then yeah, practice safe sex because if you know you don't want your first one, then why have two, three, four? You can't even do it one. Now you're gonna multiply that times three. Like you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, no. And then like a lot of times people be having different fathers. A lot of times fathers don't even be the fathers, but
You mean different you mean different baby fathers?
yeah, like more than one. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and that's why I was saying I think and I think a lot of women, a lot, not all, but I think a lot of women deal when it's situations like that. I think a lot of women deal with their kids based on their relationship with the fathers. So you might have two kids by this man, and you're gonna treat them a certain way. Then this one over here, you're gonna treat this one a certain way because of your anger towards him, or you know what I'm saying. And it's just crazy because again, kids don't ask to be brought into none of this.
None of
So
them. None of us really, none of us asked to be brought into it. But when you come to a time where you have to mature yourself and understand your surroundings, then you deal with that how you're supposed to as an adult. But when you bring kids into this world, then you let them know, like, yeah, you're not supposed to be here, so this is what's coming for you. And if you can't give them that because of your own selfish mentality of mad at everybody else because you're not where you want to be in your life, and mad at your kids because you wasn't mad at that person when you was having the kids bound. You just got mad at them maybe because they didn't do something for you,
yeah,
or you know what I'm saying? Because how did the kid get here?
yeah,
And if unless we're talking about rape, and I definitely don't condone that, then obviously you
yeah,
have fun having this child. You feel me? So
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, what do you say? So that brings me to another story that's even crazier. So,
Okay.
21-year-old mother Rakisha Burns from Phoenix, Arizona, is being held by police after her 2-year-old son was admitted to a hospital. Burns' mother noticed blood in the child's diaper and rushed her grandson to the hospital. Doctors found rectal tears and bruising. During police interrogation, a tearful Burns confessed, to, I thought a toy might make my baby get off a little, and stop its crying. The toy make me get off good. Was just trying to be a good mom and make my baby feel good. I don't think it's wrong, is it? Okay,
Mm-mm-mm.
so that's something I have never heard of before in my life. What happened to wiping the baby down, swaddling, wrapping them up in a blanket and giving them a warm bottle of milk? Since when do we feel like sex toys have to come into play when we're talking about a baby? And then she even said it makes her feel good, but you're an adult. A child doesn't know anything about sexual feeling. What's really going on here?
Yeah, that one. No, that happened about because I had just moved here in 2014 in Phoenix, Arizona, and that one was still like hitting the news. It was like one of those city local things that they kept bringing up every morning on the news. Was that situation right there? So when that happened before I got here, but I was seeing the story like down there every morning. And that one was definitely crazy. Not only did she say she did it to try to make the baby feel good, but the only reason why they even found out is because I guess the grandmother found blood in a diaper, took you to the hospital, and boom, they found tears and stuff on his butt. Now, for you to say you thought it made him feel good, if you seeing blood come out your child, that should have automatically been a sign. But secondly, I don't even know what the fuck.
Yeah.
How
Just
do we get there though? Like out of everything else, how the fuck do we get there? Did we
how
start
how
praying?
how does doing something with the child sexually calm them from crying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she ever had it in the rectum, but I'm sure if you had it for the first time, it didn't feel good. So why did you think that it would feel good on this baby? Like that don't make
I'm
sense.
laughing at what you just said, not the situation, but yes,
I'm just
that
saying, like
doesn't
it. Just think about it. She said it helps her get off. Oh, you're an adult.
like duh.
You have experienced
Grown,
these sexual feelings. This
right? This
baby
is a
has it.
baby. This is a baby. Like I never understood any pedophiles or any of that. Like you, how thirsty could you be now? Now that's her child. That kind of remind me of them. They might grow up out deep in the woods and she be doing all this kind of other crazy stuff to her child. I let the child see the world and the child be all crazy grown and I don't know, weird thinking that she to raise her child. That's what that remind me of. And that's still pedophilism or however you say that word, because you still touching on the child and the child don't know what you're doing. It's just accepting it because you manipulating the child. But
Yeah,
I never understood the manipulation of a child. Like, how can you how can you even look at a child and feel good at yourself as an adult that a child accepted you? Like a child gonna accept anybody. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't even feel like that's like me smacking. That's like me beating up a little 10-year-old, then walking around the hood talking about anybody else say something, they gonna get the same treatment. Like, you know what I'm saying? They 10 years old, they're a child. Like, you don't get no points for this. How could you even feel
yeah,
good? You know what I'm saying? To even feel like, oh, this child accepted me and wanted to touch on me. Like, I don't even see how that works. Secondly, it's a fucking child. Like, what if it's your child? Did you let a grown ass man just come over there and touch on your child, or a grown ass woman just come over there and touch on your child? But then them probably be the people that still touching on their own
and,
kids though.
but the way she said it, yeah, but she just
Like she
said it
felt
like it
right.
was something logical. Like
Yeah,
it was,
like it,
yeah, like it was gonna be accepted. Like
and then again we go into the mental illness of it again because it's like, okay, you did all this to the child. Did this happen to you? How was you raised? What would make you feel like this is okay? Has it happened to you? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people do things that they
yeah,
do feel is okay because they see it around them. When you tell a motherfucker selling drugs is bad, a person really don't realize how bad drugs is selling, how bad drugs are until one of their people die from it. So then they just trying to get the money. So auntie's gonna be dying, cousins gonna be dying. Motherfucker won't care until they uncle or they auntie or they mama died from this shit. They be like, oh, I didn't know how hard this shit was actually hitting. You know what I'm saying? Because they not taught that. They just taught to get the money. So it really is just about what you see, man. Oh man, what's needed?
Miss Sneeze says this shit is sad. I need to inhale.
It's a true story too, man.
And yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
these are true stories, and these things that go up. So, don't know what to say. It's just crazy.
Yeah, man. These people. I don't know. I know the baby's still alive, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing that the
I'm,
grandma was able to get, realize someone right, you know,
it's
could have
always the
been passed
grandma got
off.
to step back up, man. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
And this was like, so from like I said, it was like 2013. We in 2022, so this is what 9 years ago. So the baby down there, what 11? I think they said the baby was 2 years old at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So yeah, the baby about 11, 10, 11. So I could just imagine if the baby even is still allowed around the parent. Um, I could just imagine how the baby think about his parents or either one. I don't know. What do you think right and wrong? Do we think his parents is right or wrong? Do we forgive him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Really gotta leave it on the baby on that situation. But My opinion, that's some bullshit. And
It is.
hopefully she get the help that
It's
she need,
crazy. Yeah.
or hope or got the help that she got needed. I hope she got
Yeah.
the help that she needed.
Yeah. And if she didn't, I hope she didn't bring any more into this world because
Oh man. What kind of rules you think we should come up with for people like that? Should they get like sold up or something? You know what I'm saying?
I think it should be mandatory that they get their tube side or something because kids can't be keep being brought into the world into messed up situations like that. Like that's crazy for a child to even have to go through. It's one thing to go through it as an adult, but as a child, an innocent child that don't know nothing about these things, and to bring up people who to bring you up to speed, the ones who just came in. Stacey, you were asking what's the topic. So tonight I was touching on three different stories. The first one was about the young lady who tried to throw her child in front of a moving truck. Two guys stepped in to intervene. The second one is about the lady who used the sex toy uh, to get her child off. She said she felt she was trying to calm her child from crying. And then we have a third one that we haven't touched on yet, and I'll let you know. So if you have any opinion or want to state anything, please feel free to do so. That's our discussion. Give me a second, Amanda.
But yeah, that's a lot of times, man. People see. I think I was blessed to not have to go through any of that. Like, I only had one incident where I like found out. I was like 6. I had found out that my older cousin was into the opposite sex or whatever. I had found one of his magazines. He was living with us, and I found one of his magazines, and I remember showing it to my mom, and that was about it. It was magazines full of dudes or whatever. But that was about it. That was like really the only time I ever experienced any type of wrongful sexual activity as a child myself. Until I got to school, of course, all the kids and girls and all that, doing all this, that, and the other. But as far as at home, like no, it wasn't like really taught to me. We do things outside of home because we feel like we free. You know what I'm saying? But as far as at home being taught like this is okay, like no, that ain't never really. So I don't know how a person would have to think to be. I mean, what a person would be going through to actually have to think that these things are okay, and
Yeah.
because it's like I don't know, like I don't know. It just don't seem like it. Just I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, man. It's
Do
crazy.
you think it would be something like some people in those situations, it's like a control type of thing. So what you're doing to this child, you would really want to do somebody else, but you know that you can't sort of say.
Um. So when we talking, so if I could like control a person, because I can do it to you easily, even though I want to do it to this other person. But this right here, I can do it to you without getting caught, and I can manipulate you to not saying nothing. I can make you feel like it's
You're
right,
not gonna
and I can
fight
get.
back. You're not gonna try to stop me. You're not strong.
And honestly, because you don't know what's going on, you might even be a little bit more interested, especially as a child, never knowing about these situations. And then I bring this to you, you may just like, okay, what are you talking about now? Depending on what type of person it is, if they actually hurting this child to where this child can't walk and they crying to everybody, my stuff hurts, my leg hurt, my back hurt, whatever the child is saying, compared to if they're doing it to this child, just touching on them and feeling on them, and that's about it. It's not making the child walk funny. It's not making the child feel no different. But you molding them up to where maybe when they 13, you've been touching on them since they was 4 years old. To where when they 13, now you can finally actually go all the way through with it, and they think it's cool. Like I don't know, man. It's some bullshit. That's all I
It is
know.
a
It
cycle that
is.
starts good
It's
and then starts
bullshit. It's
bad.
very sad.
It's some bullshit.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Let me read this comment first. Miss Sneeze says, "This is why we got to keep these babies prayed up," and that is true. We do.
And we gotta also not only do we gotta keep the baby sprayed up, Miss Sneed, we gotta also I heard this on TikTok and it stuck with me probably about 3 months ago. We gotta stop letting these kids go in the back room with their cousins, man.
Hmm.
Cousins
Yep.
don't need to be by themselves. I don't give a fuck what nobody think
Playing
about.
school.
Man, come on, man. So
Yeah,
yes, right. Go ahead,
because
Miss Sneed.
a lot of times stuff happens in families. You having barbecues or you having get-togethers, and all the kids have to go in a room. Them older cousins is humping on the younger cousins, introducing them to shit that they've never been introduced, and uh, things don't get told. You know what I'm saying? Kids don't tell for whatever reason or another because maybe they afraid the mom and stuff is gonna get. It's a lot of reasons why kids don't tell things, when it happens, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you are right. I feel you on that.
No
That is true.
cousins, man. They can
A
play
lot of
together,
things
but not
does
by
happen
themselves.
within the home and within the family.
And if something happening over
Yeah.
here in this home, I can never teach my kids this, that, and the other. But if I let them be in the back room with their cousins and their cousins getting taught this, that, and the other, and then they go and teach my kids this, that, and the other, now my kids open to a whole
Shit,
new level.
everybody's household ain't the same way as yours.
It ain't gonna never be the same facts. Everybody house so therefore when I bring
Yeah.
your kids around mine
And,
or
and,
vice
and it's
versa,
and
they
it's
gonna teach
almost
them
to the
what we
point
taught
where
them.
you almost to the point where you don't want to let your kids go nowhere, but then it's like you don't want to uh
Keep
with your
them
Shelter.
children.
captive.
I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. You don't want to keep
Keep
them
them
locked up,
captive.
shelter
Uh-huh.
them, yeah. But you almost to that point where you got to keep them safe because it's so much. That's just like I was saying about the sex trafficking. People think of a white van coming and snatching a kid. It ain't always that. It be your daughter going over this person's house, the uncle into it, the brother, the hell, even the mamas and the aunties be into sex
They
trafficking
be the
nowadays,
closest people
and
to
they
you.
use the other kids to lure the other ones in. So it's just a lot. The world's so fucked up. Our kids can't even really just rip and run down the street no more, play double dutch, throw a ball, ride their bikes. It's so unsafe that it's
Nah,
to the point
they
where
try to
they
double some
can't
nuts
Oh, we
lately.
got to do a
even
sex
be kids
trafficking show too.
anymore.
We're gonna have to do a
Um,
sex trafficking show too.
Hi there, can I?
yeah,
I wanted to jump
yeah.
in. I forgot that. Is that why you? Yeah. This is one of the topics I wanted to talk about. I people better wrap their arms around their children because it's not how it used to be when we were able to skip down the street and be sent with a letter to the corner store and we coming back type shit. Oh my god, I just cursed. My bad. But we have my kids don't like that they can't go to their friend's house. What is a friend though? A friend is not going to allow you to do they messiness. And I know my oldest son, he's a follower, so it's easy to bring like stir his mind like all the way over there because he believes in this little street code. Parents gotta do better. Like the stuff that's going on, it just continuously keep going on and on. When does it stop? When does somebody wake up? When do parents wake up? When do parents understand that their children need them, and that's why they're out here acting out because they looking for love in the wrong places,
So let me
and they're not
ask you
getting.
though, what would be your opinion on the two topics that we were just speaking on? The first one where the mom tried to throw her toddler in front of a truck, and the second one where the mom tried to get her son off by using a sex toy because she felt she was calming the child from crying.
The first one, that lady mental illness is real, and I try and put myself in other people's way of thinking of what possibly could have went on because you just can't jump to every aspect. Maybe she just gave up. Like maybe she reached out for help. But still, there should always be somebody around that can help somebody else. Like because I don't she possibly could have been reaching out for a long time and she just gave up. But luckily there was two good men there that stopped and intervened. Now, the lady with the sex toy, I don't know how and why. That's not mental health. Now, there's something wrong with you psychologically. Because why would you reach that way of thinking because your child is crying? Because I read that whole story and it still don't make sense. What made you think that because a sex toy makes you feel good, that it's gonna feel good on this little child? That's weird.
That is weird. It's fucking
That
stupid.
that's
Yeah,
that's
very
extremely
weird.
weird. And then
Like what
the
happened
way she
to,
talked to the
you know,
police, it was almost like it was normal the way she talked to the police.
that
It was,
isn't that what I was saying earlier?
Yes,
and it
Like
was
the
ma'am.
way
almost
she
like she
said
was
it was
trying to
like
get
it
it
was
get
of the norm.
like get the officers to like agree with her. No, that's not mental illness. Something already wrong with her.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's definitely something going on inside of her life that
Maybe
made
she
her
got
feel
touched
like that
on
was
like that.
okay. Somebody, right? That's what I was about to say. Somebody touched that woman and made her feel like it was okay to do that to her child. It might not have been her mama, but somebody did it because first off, from what I'm thinking, it's a boy, correct? This baby is a boy.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
So
boy.
so now not only are we touching on this child, we also demasculating this child. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? We're gonna make this child want something that
Wasn't
a
the
man,
child 2 months?
right.
It was a baby. I know that.
He was
And
two
this child not
months
even and this child not even gonna know what it wants. Like as far as it's just gonna have this feeling of wanting something because you know,
because, and then the fucked up thing she said was it made her feel good, so she thought that it would make him feel good.
and come on, man.
That's sick.
Imagine
Mm-mm.
being imagine being the child at school with this shit though. Like the things that we do to our children that they have to go to school and act out as. And so imagine being a 7-year old and everybody seeing your story on the news 7 years ago
Hmm.
and what you're gonna have to go through after that.
People gotta put themselves in everything that happened to us when we were younger. We have to put ourselves in our children's shoes. How did it make you feel when this and that happened? Like you have to sit back and think, like because some of the teaching that we were given wasn't always right. It was because they were conditioned by somebody else that taught them the wrong thing. But when does the cycle break? When does it change? When does somebody speak up and quit sweeping everything under the rug?
Change
So
is
I
like you
have,
said, when you're home, you gotta keep it home.
yeah. So Stacy says I've been hearing a lot lately of babies being abused and kicked. It's sick. It's sickening. A woman in St. Paul was just arrested for something she did to her 2-month-old baby. Um, Miss Nee says that part. Also have another comment that says that's right. Watch your kids. Kids be touching kids too. Um, oh, okay, Miss Nee, that's fine. Let me connect the.
Mm-hmm. My oldest son, he thinks that I'm the meanest mama ever because like I tell him, you ain't got no friends. Your books are your friends. You got associates. I used to always roll my eyes when my grandma used to tell me that, like, you ain't got no damn friends. You got associates. Your books are your friends. When I got the age that I am today, I understand what she was talking
Okay.
about, even though it was irritating. She meant well, but she said it in a say it with your chest type mode. She didn't play no games. But
I
These
have another
kids are
comment.
very lost. Okay.
If you think about it, when we were coming up, there were a lot of kids being molested and kidnapped. You didn't hear about it as much as you hear about it now. I remember as a kid hearing about kids being kidnapped and never to be found and being touched, and parents not believing it. Mental illness is real, but it's not an excuse. I know a lot of people with mental illness and they know exactly what they're doing.
Hmm. Man,
Yeah.
I was. Whew.
Um.
They sure
Again,
do
like I
know what they're
said,
doing.
you should know like that a child just don't deserve this. Like you need to go find you somebody who want to be old freak nasty with you and do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But a child just not like let the child grow and figure out what the hell they want to do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like let the babies grow. Like you know that's my main thing. Like I mean we ain't gonna force them to do this. And to speak on what you were saying, Kylie, definitely telling your son and your children that you know they don't have any friends, they got associates. It's the best way to go because shit, first off, they'll never know what position they're gonna end up. Y'all might move to another state. Now you gotta make a whole bunch of new friends anyway. So these might not be your friends anymore. So you might as well not get that too much attached to them. Just be cool with them. But also, just because they're gonna learn it anyways. Just like what I'm trying to tell you, they might feel like you're the meanest parent, but that means you're doing something anyways because you
Because
giving
a
them
lot of
what they
parents
don't.
don't, a lot of kids don't have parents that stay on top of their kids.
And so what they thinking is mean, you feel me, is actually what's needed because you could easily be like, shit, yeah, that's your friend. Let him come over. And then he take his shit and he thinking everybody is friend and they all ready to set him up. And you know what I'm saying? Now he out here looking crazy because he thinking everybody is friend. When in actuality, my mama been telling me this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
My
sometimes
grandma
you
used
do
to
have to
always tell me, "You can't go to no what's a friend? You ain't finna go to nobody's house because they'll quickly blame something on you, and now I gotta pay for something. No, keep your ass here."
that too. That too.
See, I was only allowed to spend the night at my aunt's house. That was it. My one
Hmm.
aunt. That was it. I couldn't spend the night at nowhere else. Nowhere else. It
We
wasn't
weren't even
happening.
allowed to do that. Like my grandma, she like now that I think about it today, it's like I'm very blessed for her to stay on top of me. Even though I rolled my eyes, she said, "You better find your eyes because you better take heed. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna understand when you get older." I understand now. My grandma made perfect sense, even though I wanted to do everything. She shielded me for a reason because she know how the world is going. Hmm. These kids are lost, and I hate to.
But the parents
It's
too. We on the parents now because the kids are only lost because of the parents. Like so we can't keep really
Yeah,
blaming the kids as if the kids are
the
just
kids
so
didn't ask to
yeah.
be
You
here.
can't
that's what we're
because
saying. So you know we can say the
right.
kids are lost, but it's really like what we giving them. Like you know what I'm saying? We like listen. When I was 13, I remember you know what I'm saying being on the block making a couple dollars like off of a couple of drugs. Like I remember you know making a couple dollars, like literally thinking out $300 and I was up like a 13-year-old boy now, you walk up to one of these 13-year-old boys now, man, they got about 15, $16,000 in their pocket. What the fuck are you gonna say to that boy? Like for real. What you gonna say to him?
Now,
You see what
even
I'm
though
saying?
I'm gonna touch on that on Sunday, let me ask you: a boy that you walk up to on the block with that amount of money in his pocket, is it all his, or does he have to turn some of it over to somebody?
Listen,
He
again,
got his maker that's allowing him to
listen.
some adult is showing him the wrong way of living life
We
because he ain't got no he finding love in somebody else, and the person that's showing him love is an adult making him do the dirty work. And
possibly, possibly, but I will say
because these
this:
kids don't
we
just grow up in knowing this stuff.
untrue. They do. Listen, what like you said before, we didn't have all the internet and all that to just go and YouTube how to cook dope. You feel me? We had to have an OG sit there and teach us. So we have to actually be in the hood. We have to actually have no guidance, and we had to actually have somebody who was willing to teach us how to even make the dope, then show us how much it costs to break it down and sell it and all that. Now, nigga, I don't even have to be from the fucking streets. All I gotta do is put my earphones in my phone, go to YouTube, learn how to cook and sell the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So we don't even need nobody out here teaching us this. We got the internet to do it for us right now. So to go back to what you were saying as far as walking up to somebody and him having that much money on him, is it his or is he middleman? You never know, because he could have found somebody and hit a lick on him, went in that shoebox and walked out that bitch with 15,000, and now he up.
That's true.
He also, you know what I'm saying? He also could have went in with his homeboys. They be making little gangs and shit. They know people who know people. They go rob them like little young dudes, like, you know what I'm saying, to come up. So you never really know how they do it. It's just all the effect of like, what are we actually teaching them? And we gonna get into that, like you said, on Sunday with that discussion. So I ain't gonna go deep into that. But yeah, it
Right.
definitely starts with the parents though. And even if we gang members or doctors, man, our kids need to fucking like, we really need to be more in our kids' lives with that. Like, I don't even know if people still do take your kid to work day. Like, I haven't heard of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard of that in so long. So I don't even know we do that still. So
Where
we
where
definitely
they
got it.
Yeah, they,
Huh?
they still have that here in Minnesota now. It probably hasn't happened within the last 2 years because of COVID, but I know that yeah, they do that here. They do
You
do
do that?
that here.
Okay, okay.
So let's get into this third story. Oh my goodness, child. Let me tell you about this. Okay, so the girl, so you guys all know about the young man who fell from the ride at the amusement park in Florida. So
Let
this
me go on
girl,
mute.
this random woman goes on the news and pretends to be his relative. Oh my goodness. And like what are you thinking? Like did you
Man,
not
and
when
she
these
produced some
people saw
tears.
the news that they wasn't gonna know that you wasn't a damn relative? Like how did you think that was gonna go? Like what were you thinking? I would just like to be in her mind for a minute.
I watched that again, the whole video
And just
again,
be
and
like,
it's like
what do you
it's
feel
the way
about
that
that? What
she
do you
came
guys
on
have to think about
camera
that?
and she had the glasses on and she was crying.
That's why she had the glasses on so you could see, so you
I
couldn't
said,
see that there was
like
no
she,
real tears.
like, what was her motive?
I think, and I could be wrong, but I think she was gonna benefit from it some way, but she fucked up by going on the news. I'm sorry, that was just like the dumbest thing ever to do. But then she just stood there, she cried, she had all these papers in her hand saying that she started this petition. She even went so far as to say she cleaned up this young boy's blood. And the lady
Yes,
that was
like,
standing behind her kind of did like a double take, like, what the
Like
hell?
and
what?
then she said, oh, she said overweighted it. I was done with it after she said that overweighted it. I said, they got
She
the
said
dumbest.
that he tried to go to 3 different rides. They didn't
And
let
they
him
wouldn't let him
on.
on.
And then finally he called her for the fourth ride. And they was all so happy she didn't know that was gonna be her last time talking. But check this though. So supposedly so she did benefit from it. She
Oh,
benefited and lost, right? So she got caught up because of the news. If she would have never went on the news, she would have kept benefiting from this because she made it go fund me and people was donating. All that money going to her. Yeah. So she was benefiting
that
from it,
is
right?
crazy.
That's crazy. So it's like, so when she go on the news and she start doing all this extra dramatic stuff, she get caught up. And it's just like, damn, man, that's what we doing for clout for real. Like we doing anything for money, man. It's literally scary as fuck to go outside. Like when a person will claim your family just to make some money.
Man, that's enough to knock somebody's head off. Like, don't do that. That's
Man, just
disrespectful.
made that. Now I could have used that
I
money. I don't
mean,
even know if this
we're
boy had
talking about
insurance.
somebody who just lost their child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're talking about somebody who just lost their child, their mourning. And then you look up on the news and you got this random motherfucker on the news sitting here
Mm-hmm.
crying and saying they're related to you. You don't know who this motherfucker is, and they just
But
really
how
putting
did
on the
she
show
come up
like,
with this
come on, like
scenario?
I'm
Like,
mourning. I don't got time for this bullshit. That's
how did she
crazy.
come up with this scenario? What, like,
But
I
she
want to
was
She
meet
fired from
her.
has
her
to
I
job
want
be.
though.
to know.
She has to be
Like,
a
I need to
habituous
know what was
liar.
going through
Number
your
one.
head. Like, what was your motive? What made you think that you could? This was okay. Like, like,
She ended up losing her job though, so I
good.
guess that was a good thing
Good.
about it.
Good.
That's what's
So
up.
I hope whatever she got from the GoFund me lasts her a little while.
They also said
And
she
it
had
might be
different
hard for her to get
aliases.
a job because that's been all on the news.
Her
Yeah,
demo,
because
her
her real name was some name you can't pronounce, but Shay Johnson is not her name.
She crazy.
nah, she done lost her mind with that, and I can't. I don't even know how to even label that. I don't think it could be mental illness at its finest, but she needs to be checked into the nearest mental
Or
institution.
maybe it's just the hustle. Listen,
I
she
can
did
guarantee
that. Listen. I understand, Amanda. It
it's
probably
just
do
a
sound
hustle.
bad.
I'm guaranteeing you she did this before.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. It may sound bad, but nigga, America done killed their people so many goddamn times, man, just to start a war, just to get some money, man. It ain't funny. So this is kind of like peas to that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? But still, yeah, she I don't know
She
how
need a
many.
Boom,
whooping.
are
She
you
need.
aware? Are you aware of how much she got from the GoFundMe? Somebody's asking in the comments.
No, I'm gonna go look it up right now and see though if I can find out. Let's see.
Nah, but she wrong for that.
I can
That
guarantee you
right there,
that's not the first time she's done this.
right. She done schemed probably people out of their panties and everything.
And I guarantee you if her family saw her on the news, they wasn't shocked.
They
Well, that's what
probably
happened. That's
who
why they
turned her
found out.
in.
They said they never met her.
Man, that's what messed me up. They said
I'm talking about her family. I'm saying if her family saw her on the news, I'm sure they were not shocked because I'm sure she has done things like this before.
because I heard somebody
So
said
real quick,
she
I just
ain't
want to say,
related to us.
while we talking about this subject, man, let's go ahead and say, rest in peace to Tyree Sampson. You know what I'm saying? Because we are talking about his situation.
Yes, yeah.
Hmm.
Rest in peace.
They
Yes.
got his funeral down here, I think, next week.
I
Okay,
think that you're right, Rhonda. I think the authorities need to make her hand that money over to the family.
Yep,
facts.
because
Because they actually, in reality, they could have froze that GoFundMe because you don't get the funds right away, right? It takes like 5 days before it hits an account. So they actually could have froze it.
but why would you go that far for clout off of somebody's
I don't think
death?
it was for clout. I think it was for like Boom said, uh, it was a hustle.
She seemed like she was
Why
making
would
money
you
early.
hustle off of somebody's death and go so far and talk about how you cleaned up the blood?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this much, man. Maybe I might be naive and be like, "Oh, damn, okay, I see what I can do for your cousin." But I would probably, if I'm just gonna donate just because of me, I don't know Tyree. I'm just gonna donate because all he lost his life and they need some help. I probably would be like, well, why am I donating to the cousin and not the parents? Maybe I might look into that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm gonna donate to something, it's like, yeah, it's fucked up, but I don't want to just give my money to anybody. I'd rather give it to his mama, even though I know his cousin got one. So all the people who did donate, they didn't do their research. I mean, I'm guessing she hustled them. Because me
She got a
personally, I
bunch
wouldn't
of
just pay donate to
donations.
anybody just because they said they his cousin. That's like a
The
person
family
walking up
have to
to my
shut it
school,
down and
LeBron
say that
James.
she is not related. Do not put no more funding into this Go
They
funding.
already did that.
They already
But
did that. They already did that.
to
Yeah.
what you said, Boom, though, like a lot of times though, when you're dealing with situations like that, you got family members that come together and it could have very well have been a real relative that has started that GoFundMe. Sometimes that happens though. So people not thinking, they're just thinking like, oh, this is a sad situation. Yes, I want to donate. And then here you
Just
got this
donate, huh?
motherfucker that's on some bullshit.
Yeah,
Man,
they
the way
definitely,
she
they
sat up
definitely
there
still
and
making good on
cried,
money.
though, I can't get over that. The way it was the acting for me. Like, did you practice? Did you, man?
Well, because this is the thing when you're dealing with somebody. No, that's why I'm trying to tell you this is not the first time that she's done this. So you have to look at it from her point of view. She went into character. Period. She just went into character. She played her role and she did what she did. That's what
Right.
hustlers do.
And that's why she
And
had
that's
those
what she
glasses on. That's exactly why she had those
yeah.
big glasses on.
Hey, man, so I guess we're gonna have to, man. The women going crazy, huh?
I
That
just
what they
know I
You
would never
said
do
women.
nothing.
I, I got
Everybody
some other
going
stories that
crazy.
I'm coming back with next week now. And it's some men out here going crazy too on some crazy stuff. So,
Man, we need
you
to
know.
get to it then, man, because everybody really going crazy. So we definitely need to get to it. I had just heard as I was listening up on this story right here.
Rhonda said
With,
Walgreens will hire her.
Rock Rings can be like, you finna steal the register and lie about it on national TV. Uh-uh.
but
Mm-mm.
they
But
spoke on how it was how a girl had two uh cases of a stolen car. This happened in California. I guess a couple of weeks ago. She had two stolen car cases, and then she went to court in a stolen car. So that was like a whole, yeah. So that was
That's
like a whole
this
she went to
ignorance to
court in a stolen car,
for
one
a
that she
stolen
had
car
already
case.
sold,
Well, I don't know if it was one she might have
one
stolen
that
another one,
she
but
had already sold.
no, hell no, they probably
How did
not,
they
probably not
find
that
out?
one. So I
I would
guess she,
hope not, because it was already. How did they find out?
you get pulled over in a stolen car. You know what I'm saying? You get the ticket. Then you get pulled over in
Oh,
another
so
stolen
she
car. You
she
get
got pulled over on her way to
yeah. So
court.
she had got pulled over the first two times. I'm guessing she got caught in the stolen car the first two times, and then she actually went to court in the car that was uh I don't know
was he one of
registered.
our people?
I believe so.
I saw a video yesterday. It was so ignorant, and all I could do was laugh. But this person, he got locked up, and they asked him why he did what he did. I forgot what he did. I think he stole something, and he said God puts you in the right places at the right time. God told him to do it. He woke up and God told him to do this.
I just spoke on that too, didn't I?
Now
Now,
people
how we
need to
supposed to look
stop
at?
with
What if
that.
God?
Now
What
y'all
if
need to
God
stop
really
talking
told him to
about
do
God
this?
telling y'all to do stuff. What you said?
Mm-mm,
What
God
if?
didn't.
Come on now, let.
Oh, there's another video. I don't know if I sent it to you, Londa. But it was a video I was watching. And it was in California. But some dude, he properly took off this man's tire like in front of him and said that I needed this tire too. Like I was gonna return it. Like he drove off with this man's tire.
But he didn't steal it. He just straight punked him and took his tire if he took it off in front of him. I mean, come on now. That's not
Right. And
stealing.
then
That's
he said
he just
that I'm
straight
a
came up
hardworking
and just.
person too. I said, you know what? I don't know why that dude was still recording. That's an automatic
You're not gonna just
whooping.
let somebody just come up and take something from you. He had to use a whole tool to take the tire off, lift it up, and
He did.
everything,
He
and you
was
just
sitting
sat there
down.
and
He
let
was
him do it.
propped up and all types of stuff, like comfortable. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Stealing your tire. I need it."
I don't know what happened. Miss Nee said she was gonna call in, but that's gonna bring our show to. Oh, I wanted to send a shout out to Day Day, our other co-host. She graduated. She finished school and she graduated.
Yeah,
So congratulations, good job. But that's going to bring our show to an end until this Sunday. You guys, please tune in. I will be talking about gun violence, gun safety, and gangs, and keeping it raw. I'm not from the street, so I don't have to live by that code. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and it is what it is. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank everyone who jumped in the comments. Thank you, Boom. Thank you, Miss Callie. You all have a good night.
good night.
Good morning. Hey.